Hey there guys, Ziz here. So early on in this league while I was pushing ladder, people kept asking me how I felt about Cospris, and I had no idea what the item did, what it was, or anything. But then I tuned into Carve's stream and it did this! It did this! Amazing! So a quick TLDR is it sort of resurrects cast on crit discharge a bit after the nerf. It's not as powerful as before, probably around 1/4 of the strength, a third maybe. But I really like playing it. I'm currently trying out Trickster. I also want to explore Assassin and Pathfinder as well, possibly Elementalist. The benefit that Trickster has, and the reason that I picked it, is because it's a lot cheaper to gear for hardcore than the others. With mediocre investment in gear, I got over 7k yes, but I got like just from the Merciless Ascendancy, I went from like 5k to 7k yes. So the 250 flat being very, very big here. Another big benefit of the Trickster is that movement skills are free, so you can restore your entire mana pool and you don't need any Elveon rings. It's slightly harder to get good crit on it, which is a big benefit that Assassin has, but I feel with double crit rings, so I managed to get it pretty strong so far. I think if you have infinite currency, the best for boss skills is probably Pathfinder, and for clear speed it would probably be Elementalist. Inquisitor is an option as well, but it sounds like a pretty great ticket to Reflect Deaths, and welcome to Standard. The build is not a budget option at all. It's pretty expensive. Like, you do need a Cospris. You ideally want a Vol's Devotion for single target damage. So definitely not a cheap build. The bandits I've taken are Skill Point, Brayton, and then Elira. So you end up 7 power charges and 6 endurance charges. After the nerf to cast on crit discharge, it has a 0.5 second cooldown, but Cospris Malice only has a 0.1 second cooldown. You can get a very decent single target damage, and you can have 1 discharge on your Cospris and 1 in the attack that procs it. So if they both proc at the same time, they're all going to use the charges, so basically a 24 discharge. That is pretty great single target damage so far, and it actually turns out pink if you're using 2 different MTXs on it, which I'm currently using. For gems, I'm going to be linking my character and stuff like that in the description, but I recently started using a cast when damage taken Warlords mark in Vortex setup. The Vortex chills, which gives more crit because of the weapon, and the Warlord mark helps a lot with if I fuck up potions on Reflect. Gear wise, the only thing you really need is Vol's Protector. With a 5-link, even if you just use a Vegan Dagger and a crit amulet, you can get pretty decent AoE clear speed in Dried Link. The single target is going to be pretty bad though. Ideally, you want to use an Essence of Horror on gloves, which make them basically a 5-link with a 3% increased critical, slightly better than the gem. I haven't decided if I prefer the Shield Charge setup or the Cyclone setup in the 6-link, but chroming the Cyclone setup isn't great, something like 4 greens. Ideal gear for the build is Cospris Malice, Death's Door, Vol's Protector, Essence of Horror gloves, +1 Endurance Charge belt, double crit rings, an OK CI helmet and shield. Vessel of Inktar is really important for the build as well, and I used the penetration one. For leveling, I did a lightning trap until level 38, then I started leveling with cast on crit and shield charge setup. The gems were shield charge, cast on crit, ink crit strikes, discharge, ink AoE. The tree was very similar to the finished one, except you have life nodes instead and you don't pick up the CIES stuff. Blasphemy Warlords mark is very good for leveling because you get additional damage and leech. I recommend only start discharging once you've ascended and taking the Walk the Ether Ascendancy. Now, it's a very strong build and I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I'll be leaving links to my characters so you guys can check out the gems and items. It's not a beginner build by any means, but it's a lot of fun if you can get it rolling. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick guide, and you can ask me any questions live on my stream at twitch.tv/PCChild. Have a nice day and try to die less than I do.